What's going on, Humblers? It's HumbleZeus here, bringing you some Black Ops 2 gameplay in the background. I'm here with a commentary for you guys. Hope you guys are having an awesome Friday. Before we start, just want to let you guys know, happy to be on well, not really vacation, more like, every weekend feels like a vacation to me. That's kind of what it is now. Junior year is a bitch. But regardless of that, we're here talking more about Destiny and kind of my opinion on, has Destiny failed to make itself a memorable game? And I think for a lot of people, the answer will be obvious, but I think there obviously will be opposition because, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. And a lot of people will feel, no, it actually has made itself stand out. And in my mind, in my personal opinion, it hasn't really done that. Now, as you know, I was someone who was very excited for Destiny, and even when it initially came out and I saw it, I was trying to be like, more positive, saying, yeah, they're gonna release more content later and all this kind of stuff. And, I mean, it's true, that is still the case. They will release more content over time. But what I think is Destiny has failed to make a good starting impression. And it's failed to make a good long-term impression because of this. Now, what I mean is, when you start off the game, obviously, your character has no idea what's going on. You've just been revived. And, your ghost even says, I have no doubt you have a bunch of questions. But none of these questions ever get answered. So we don't really know what's going on. Our character doesn't really seem genuine. Like in Halo, and again, because it is Bungie that made this game, in Halo, Master Chief had a personality. Obviously, our characters can talk. We've heard them speak. So it is kind of, upsetting to see that, they have this whole potential to, do some kind of dialogue between the ghost and the main character, and there isn't any there. There's nothing that, endears your character to you. People say, well, you can customize your character, that should make you feel attachment to it. I really don't feel I feel an attachment to the gear connected to my character because I know how hard it was to get the gear. Not my character herself, because my character is a she. Not my character herself, because there's nothing memorable about my character. The customization is very limited in the game, so I don't really, I couldn't do something completely outrageous that made my character feel very unique to me. Again, it's the gear that made my character. I did not have any attachment to my ghost, because my ghost was not an interesting person. He just, scanned shit and told me, oh, watch out, we're gonna have waves of enemies coming in, and I'm like, oh, here we go again. Nothing that I wouldn't know, nothing that I couldn't expect, and that's where the game kind of fell apart. And as I got further and further in, and I realized all the characters were like this, it created a game and a world where there was nothing attaching me to it. Like, I didn't feel for any of the characters. I'm not saying I have to get emotionally invested in all the characters, like I'll cry if they all die. But there's nothing that makes me not just say, why are we wasting our time fighting when we could just go leave? Like, I mean, honestly. I have no desire to protect the Earth. It's not like I get any kind of reason to. The Traveler, I don't know anything about the Traveler, to be honest. The speaker is not very helpful. And so I'm like, there's nothing grabbing me here. And I think a lot of people will feel the same, and they'll, they'll offer the same complaint. The game has no one to, grab you, to hold you, and give you something to be attached to. Usually in a game, you have at least one person you get attached to. In Skyrim, I can use an example. Lydia. If you don't know, Lydia was a companion of yours. And even though I think a lot of people hated Lydia because she was so incompetent, her incompetence made her a memorable character. People would either dislike her or love her because she was so incompetent. And I'm not saying, like, they had to make every character extremely relatable and approachable, but, give them some character. They didn't have any characters. The Vanguard Guardians, like Clyde 6 and whatever the other two guys. The only reason I can remember Clyde is because Clyde's name is really easy. And he's probably the closest person, closest thing to a person in the game that actually has a personality. He'll actually crack jokes. He actually shows that he hates his job, kind of. And so, I mean, he's someone I can remember because he actually had a personality. None of the other characters have that. Even, like, the Queen is just basically, useless. The Queen's brother is a bellend. Like, there's nothing, that makes me want to remember these people. And this game itself has nothing that interests me. I mean, yes, there are some really nice moments in the game. Very nice cinematic moments. But they're gone so quickly that I don't really remember them. And they're not, there's not enough of them for me to really have one that sticks out in my mind. Honestly, they all just kind of feel the same. And the game kind of blurs together in this kind of just grindy, action pack. I mean, even though it's action-packed, it's full of action, the action's always the same. In the campaign, you're really only fighting massive waves of enemies to go scan something. and it doesn't really feel connected. Rather than having like a huge quest of missions that kind of relate to each other, just kind of a bunch of go here, go here, go here, go here, go here. There's nothing connecting them. They don't feel connected. They feel like a whole bunch of random things that people just told you to do. I mean, they're not much better than fetch quests at this rate, or, you know, protection quests. I mean, I would have been interested if there was more things to do. The patrol missions are basically boring as hell. There's nothing to them. Kill a bunch of enemies. Go scan this object. Go scan this area. Nothing really there. The Vanguard, the factions in the game, they don't do anything either. They just sit in their rooms, you know, telling you, we believe in this, or we believe in that. There's nothing to this game, or to these people, I should say. And it hurts the game, and it hurts the game in the long run because people have initially a bad, like, you know, perception of it. There's nothing there. The only reason I'm still kind of sticking with Destiny is because I have a lot of friends who played it. I invested a lot of time in it, and I'm desperately hoping that the future content will make up for this. But at the same time, I also am kind of be like realistic. I'm saying if it doesn't, then the game has failed, and that game is not going to last 10 years. That game's not even going to last like 2 years with the rate it's going. And so I really hope that they can step up their game. They add a lot to it. And I'm also curious to see your opinions. Again, like, I know everyone does have different opinions, and I always encourage you guys to leave your own opinions, because in my mind, Destiny has failed to make it a game that I can recommend to everybody. I don't recommend games usually to people if I hate them. I don't hate Destiny, but I wouldn't recommend it because there's nothing to it. There's no substance to the game. There's nothing in there. And from the way it was hyped up, I don't know if I've heard rumors that it's been changed from its original design, that they've been forced to stuff everything into DLC. If that really is the case, then they're going to lose a lot of people, because the game that they should have gotten is now being withheld for them from a price wall, a paywall basically. It's not pay to win, but it's pay to, you know, enjoy the game that you were told you would have anyway. So I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from, and I hope you guys are not too upset with my, you know, personal opinion. Obviously, it's my opinion. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Feel free to leave a comment, like, subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys later. Zeus out.